You're listening to Oilersnation Radio, presented by the Nation Network. Subscribe for free on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
I pressed the button on the intro, but I forgot what Liam and I decided beforehand. Are we doing the delicious debate for Wendy's right now, or are we pushing it after the game recap?
We're going to push it because it's a hot topic that cannot be discussed too early. It's not that hot.
It will be a debate that is delicious then, yes?
Delicious. It will cause a debate.
Are you sure?
Oh, I am positive some people have some things to say about this.
All right, well then let's get to the recap of the Winnipeg Jets game from last night. 3-1 win for the Edmonton Oilers. Huge victory all around. And I want to give a shout out to our friends at Alberta Blue Cross. There's one thing better than discussing memories. It's making new ones. And Alberta Blue Cross wants to help you do that. They are our official travel provider of all nation vacations. If you go to ab.bluecross.ca/travel, that's where you get more information. Alberta Blue Cross travel insurance protects your memories and more wherever travel may take you. So we'll start off with the game recap. Last night, here's what I want to start about it. Connor Hellebuyck is so annoying. And I say that purely from a place of jealousy. The first period...
53 minutes worth of jealousy.
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah.
The first period, the Oilers probably should have gone into the intermission up 2-3-1. But that was one of those ones where Connor Hellebuyck was just Connor Hellebuyck, and you see what an elite goalie looks like. To Stu's credit, matched up right there with him. But in that first period, it was getting really frustrating. And it was almost like, oh no, we're not going to talk about a silver lining night, are we? Because this fucking guy goalies us.
Well, and that was the thing for the team, at least, is that they didn't get back into that old mode of, well, we came out and gave it our best for a period and the puck didn't go in. Yeah. You know, that kind of mentality just didn't stick.
Leon Draisaitl even said in his postgame, we stuck with it. Even when we weren't getting frustrated, just stick with it. Ultimately hilarious that Darnell Nurse's tying goal was absolutely grotesque, but the way she goes sometimes.
Happens to the best of them.
Tyler?
Yeah, kind of the reason why I wasn't like panicking or anything in the third period during our watch along. Like we were all pretty calm because the Oilers finished that game with 78 shot attempts at all strengths. Like that is crazy. That is a lot of rubber going towards Connor Hellebuyck. And when you got to the third period, it was just kind of like and especially because they were only down 1-0 and Stu was holding up his end of the bargain. Yep. You kind of just figured eventually one's going to get through somehow, whether it would have been McDavid doing something ridiculous or it would have been, a lucky bounce like they got on the Nurse goal. So yeah, I was pretty confident that whole time because the Oilers played a really good hockey game.
Liam, what do you take of it?
Yeah, I think the Oilers played well and deserved to win the game. I think Connor Hellebuyck played well, but also was kind of weird throughout. I found he was giving up a ton of rebounds.
You got some lucky bounces there.
Yeah, and the Oilers just weren't able to get on top of them. And I think back to the first period too, where he was like lay on the ice like a street hockey goalie and just sprawled across, and the Oilers missing out 4 times. Yeah. Like one of them went off his head, which is crazy too. But I feel like the Oilers could have got a stranglehold on that game a little bit earlier, but like Draisaitl said, they stuck with it and proved that they're a very good hockey team with a 68% chance of making the playoffs still.
Darnell Nurse, 68 plus 68%. We're going to talk about that in a second. Darnell Nurse picks up a pass from Ryan McLeod in the neutral, in the neutral zone, goes in, takes a wrister, just admits he wants to get a shot on net. That's the one that ultimately cracked the dam a little bit. Leon Draisaitl from his office on the power play. That is 2 goals now for Leon Draisaitl in the last 3 games from that spot on the power play. It's nice to see those going in for Leon again.
And I think that was more of a vintage Leon Draisaitl goal than even the other one because he got it from such an impossible angle.
Yeah, still found a way to sneak it through.
Yeah, somehow I think the only thing that could have got through that gap was a puck. So shout out Leon.
Yeah. And again, it just goes back to we said earlier in the season when the Oilers were struggling, they were largely unlucky for a big stretch of that slump. And this is just things kind of coming back to normal.
But they're playing better too, though.
Nah, man. Yeah, they are. Sure. But this isn't
2-on-1s and 3-on-2s that they've given up lately.
Yeah.
Not as many as they were in the beginning.
Yeah. But they're definitely playing better, but also
still gave up breakaways yesterday and
Stu stopped them. Again, I made this point on ONE today. The reason why the Oilers were losing games earlier in the year, couldn't get a save. Stars weren't power play wasn't producing like it used to. Couldn't get a bounce. What's happened these last couple of games? Gotten a bounce. Stars started producing. Goalies making saves. Like, this is the same old Oilers. It's not like they found something that we haven't seen from them in the last 2 years. It's just them going back to their normal level.
This is their penalty kill is a lot better right now than especially under Knobloch than it has in recent memory.
They had 18 in a row up until last night.
Yeah, they're at over 89% with them.
Mm-hmm.
And like, what changed besides the coach? Nothing really, right? This is not I mean, that's maybe one downfall for Woody, but other than that, I don't think, changing the coach is gonna be that much different, but obviously it has. And whether people like it or not, Paul Coffey needs some credit here as well, because the defense looks a lot better right now.
I do have a quote from Matthias Ekholm on Paul Coffey, if you please.
Go ahead.
And I quote, "What I really enjoy about him is he wants us to make plays. He wants us up in the rush, closing gaps. He wants us to give our forwards clear passes and not just flip it out when we're tired. Even then, he wants us to make plays, and I really think that's the way to go. Sometimes that making plays just gets lost, and you go for the simple out."
Yeah, I mean, there's times to make the simple out.
Sure.
And I think you need to figure that out as well. But for the most part, puck starts in your own end. You need that guy to move it up properly.
Another thing that happened last night, for the first time in nearly 40 games, Ryan McLeod put a puck in the back of the net.
Finished off his road trip in Monday.
Yep.
Went for a sausage?
Yep. We measured the kilometers in which he had traveled on the ice since last scoring a goal. He made it to Monday, Alberta.
Yeah. So the new NHL stats website, NHL Edge, is like the chip all the players have.
Yeah.
So you can see how far a player has skated since some point of last season, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously all of this season, you can see their hardest shot, their average speed, their top speed. But the one we've been having the most fun with is distance, because we also went and did the math on how far Cody Ceci has skated since his last goal.
Any
where
guesses?
he's end up?
Any
Red Deer?
guesses? Red Deer? We're going east.
Oh, going east. Okay. Lloyd Minster.
Yeah, I was going to say, is he longer than Clowder?
Oh yeah.
We're going to Elbow, Saskatchewan.
Elbow?
Dan, what you got?
I know the answer because I was sitting right outside the studio where they were recording, so I won't spoil it.
Estevan.
Closer.
Winnipeg.
He's made it to Winnipeg.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Skated to Winnipeg.
Because they don't have an airport.
Yeah, you can't get there any other way.
Yeah, there's only one way to go there, and it is not via airplane. Unless you go to Fargo.
That's why we have 6 days off now after we played Winnipeg, because they got to make it out of Winnipeg again.
It's kind of like when NFL teams go to London for games.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
they get
exactly the same.
the next week. This is a similar.
But they're not taking a boat back. We have to get on a couple buses.
True. The only way to get to England is via boat.
It's true.
They couldn't get an appropriate flight out of Brandon, so they just had to take the bus all the way home. At least the bus ride.
Team building.
Fucking right. At least the bus ride was popping last night.
Who do you think brought the Slap Shots DVD?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say Janmark. I think Janmark might have had the slap shot.
Cody Ceci this season has already skated 85.5 kilometers without scoring a goal. So you just kind of do the math on like that and then times it by 4, because he basically didn't score all of last season. It was the second game of the year.
Last year?
Scored in the second game of the year, yeah. So you can take that, times it by 4, and you're getting 85 times 4. Yeah, you're getting a lot of kilometers.
One boring drive to Winnipeg.
And when was his last goal?
As somebody who's driven to Winnipeg, you know what that drive is like.
I sure have.
His last goal before that goal, Tyler?
Oof, I don't even know.
Anyone want to take a guess on that one?
For who? Sorry? For
When was
Ceci?
Ceci's second most recent goal?
Was it with the Ottawa Senators?
Oh, it was with the Oilers. Game 7.
Oh, there we
Scored
go.
Game 7 against the LA Kings.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah, that really weird, like just so random.
Yeah.
There you go. Little trivia.
Paul Coffey saw something in him.
It's
that
weird
moment.
too, because Cody Ceci, like I remember when he was in junior with the Ottawa 67s, Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
He was mostly as an offensive defenseman, or at least some more of a two-way guy than he is currently. That's junior hockey, baby.
Yeah.
He was like the
You get that in all
overall
sports,
pick, right? 15.
It was a super high pay.
He had 17 goals in his draft year. It's not bad.
Maybe Paul Coffey just needs to unlock that. Hey, Cody Ceci, remember you used to score goals? He goes, oh, damn it.
Long time ago.
You're right.
Forgot about that.
Shit.
Show him a DVD of it.
Anything else that stuck out from last night's win over the Winnipeg Jets? Well, another thing I want to mention is, again, I was pumping Connor Hellebuyck's tires. Stu went save for save. He wasn't nearly as busy, that's for sure. But it wasn't like he didn't have to make important saves on the way to that win, because if the Jets got the second goal and then it's 2-rip, all of a sudden that's a much different situation trying to get not only harder. 2 on Hellebuyck to tie it, but 3 for the win.
It's way harder. No, the Oilers played a really good game last night. I know people don't want to like get too excited because they're still 9-12 and whatever right now. But
Tyler,
what you see right now, and I said it, they're 7-3 in their last 10 now.
Yeah, something like that.
3 in a row, 4 in a row, 3 lost in the middle. Yep. So yeah, it's 700 winning percentage over the last 10 games, and that's pretty much when that season started to turn around a bit. There should be a lot more positivity out there. This room is very somber right now.
I don't know why. I mean, you were at 100%.
I know. I'm at 105 now.
And last night, the Oilers did leapfrog the Anaheim Ducks, who have now lost 8 in a row as they come crashing back down to earth.
See, I'm still pushing for the division right now.
To win the division.
Yeah, what else are you going to do? Second place?
Of course, they're 15 points behind Vegas.
All right.
Beat them once?
Are you saying, no, Rick, come on.
What, you're going to sit there as a team and go, okay, guys, that's for...
I'm not saying they shouldn't be saying it. I think us, with the benefit of not being on the team, and we can be realistic, they're not catching Vegas.
Why?
Because they're 15 points back at the quarter mark of the season in Vegas NHL.
Can Vegas lose four games in a row? Would you be astonished if they lost 4 in a row?
They're 4-3-3.
No, they can lose 4 games in a row.
And would you be astonished if the Oilers won 7 in a row?
No. Well, they didn't do it last season.
Those types of things can
Okay,
happen,
but if that happens, you've gained 8 points.
Yeah, so you cut it in half already.
No, yeah, okay, you've cut it in half if the next 8 games go like nearly perfectly for you. And then the rest of the season stays also nearly perfect for you.
I'm telling you, man.
You want to wager?
I'll wager.
Let's do it.
Side bet.
Let's put $50 on it. What do you want though?
Oh, that's not as fun. I thought we were going steaks.
You want steak? I can cook a steak.
No, I thought meant like full steaks. Like you got the onesie guy here who always wears a onesie for every bet or eats cat food.
Oh, he wants a monetary.
I'm just
stuck
saying.
in a monetary.
Did you not lose it?
Lose what? The onesie?
Yes.
I think it's at my house.
You could argue he won that bet.
I believe it was brought up in Seattle. Somebody brought up in Seattle where that was, and I'm pretty sure you said something along the lines of, I think you may have misplaced it.
I may have, but
or
that's
he
not
could have
confirmed.
just also straight lied to that person.
Yeah, I was assuming that thing just ended up going in the garbage disposal or something.
No. It wouldn't have gone in the garbage.
Yeah,
I
you've
think
had a
I
lot of
still
fun
have
wearing that thing.
You really think they can win the division?
Why not?
That is, why not? Is the fact that they're, I mean, sure, why not? But they would have to play at a crazy rate.
Can I also
18-2 to end of the season last year, right?
Yeah, and they still didn't catch Vegas.
Fair.
Even the year before when Vegas
close were
sucked,
they?
the Oilers didn't win the division.
2 points, I think.
Yeah, like they were
Until they're
with the existence of the loser point. Like how many? They still have what? 2 more games against Vegas this year, or 3 more?
2
more.
2 games in hand.
Okay, so
yeah, so you win the 2 games in hand. That's 11. Win the 3 games against them. It's down to 5.
no, they only have 2 more left.
Sorry,
they only have 2 more games left against them.
Oh, then 7.
Yeah, 7-point gap.
Win the 2 in hand. Sweep them.
Then win 7 in a row and have Vegas lose 4 in a
You're
row.
down 7 points all of a sudden.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Do the scenario that you played out earlier of Vegas losing 4 and us winning 7.
One other thing not being considered in all of this is the fact that the LA Kings and Vancouver Canucks are also really good and more likely to win the division.
Yeah,
than Vegas.
The Oilers are 10 back of LA, and LA has 2 games in hand.
LA is technically on points percentage the number 1 team in the division.
Correct.
You guys are just teaming up on Rick to
everybody's
smash his dreams.
Unbelievable.
I'm with you, Rick. Until they're mathematically eliminated from winning the division, they can still win it. But the mountain is steep. The mountain is steep. It's just it's tough.
We walked into this team this year, and I'm the one who said they could get to like 120 points. Obviously, now that's a little out of the reach.
Is it though?
Mathematically, it's not.
Not mathematically eliminated. I'm just saying.
What about, okay, I'm going to pivot then. Where do you two think they end up then?
And then they'll be either 3rd in the division or the number 1 wildcard team.
They'll be the number 1 wildcard team this year. So and you know what's going to happen is Colorado's going to win the conference. Colorado's going to win the conference. LA will be the 2nd seed. Edmonton will be the number 1 wildcard seed. LA Edmonton round 1.
Oh, perfect.
With us as the dogs. Ow.
Hot dog.
So currently, since we're talking about this already,
I personally don't think Vancouver can keep doing what they're doing right now.
They would need 90 points in their final 60 games if they wanted
to. You got to win one game, and then the next game, and then the next game.
Okay, but let's say the division win, Rick, is going to be 110 points. Okay?
He's not wrong.
Need 91 points in their final 60 games.
91 of a possible 120.
I've seen a guy eat 72 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Nothing's impossible.
Shout out to Joey Chestnut. Wow, have you considered Joey Chestnut?
45, 14, and 1 is what they'd have to go to get to 110 points. Sure. Bananas. Even if they won 10 in a row, 35, 14, and 1 is like crazy hard to do, Rick.
They were 18 and 2 to end the year.
Look at the wild card, because that's where Liam and Tyler think they're going to end up. 5 points behind Arizona currently for the second, 6 points behind St. Louis.
Let's focus on that first.
Hey, one step at a time.
Yeah, it's going to be
game at a time.
First, you pass the wild card teams, then you pass the rest of the division. Way she goes.
And you win the President's Trophy.
Nope, don't need that.
We already accepted that we don't want that.
You do want that. You're not playing to win the President's Trophy, but you're playing to win the race.
No, the Oilers said that they don't want it. They straight up said they don't want it. There's no way they can get to that, Rick. They can't win the President's Trophy. They've announced that by their play to start the season.
Boston's only 14 points up on them right now. So,
well, they just have to catch Vegas.
Oh yeah, you're right. Vegas is leading.
See, I could see the scenario of Vegas coming back down to us because I could see our division coming back down to us. I don't think our division is as good as we are overall.
None of these teams have hit slides yet.
But I don't think the entire league can follow.
Let's see what happens with some injuries. This is a long season, and to throw in the towel right now.
Nobody threw in the towel for the record. We're just saying we
not quitting.
Might not be.
Say we can't do this, we can't do that. We should just stick to this vision. No, I'm not like that.
If you want to follow Rick here, and you think like a team like the Canucks are gonna decline as the season goes on,
the plane might crash.
They are running away with PDO in the NHL by a sizable margin. So. Again, PDO, if you don't know, that's a combination of save percentage and shooting percentage. It's going to come down. It just will.
Yeah, like their save percentage might not because Demko's an unbelievable goalie, but you're right. Their shooting percentage, like it's stupid high.
But even that, their 5-on-5 shooting percentage is .935. Like that's high.
That's high. It's like
what's average?
I think
6.
Closer to like 901, 902, 903, 904. There's a bunch of teams in that like 902 to 910 window.
Gotcha.
Seems to be their rough average.
But you can't even see the net behind Zadorov and Myers. Come on.
Andy and Cole.
Skate around them.
Has been interesting. You're right. Just with the Canucks, that shooting percentage just at 5-on-5. Yeah. It's still third in the league and it's been coming down now for like a week. And
so that's just like kind of my point. Like right now, Quinn Hughes is on pace to score 125 points. Like he's not going to get 125 points.
No. The nice part for the Oilers is that you're starting to see a path towards leapfrogging some teams, right? Like
the Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah. Ducks are in the rearview mirror now. Should never see them again. But like if you win your games in hand, you're going to jump Seattle, which again, just keep inching closer.
Tiebreaker, they already have it.
Yeah. You had 1-0-1, you'd catch Seattle. Nice.
The only thing they can't do this year is have that late December, mid-January slump because we already had our slump. You get it out of the way.
Can't have any more slumps.
And keep going.
Yep.
Can't have any more slumps. Do you think, before we get into the delicious debate for our friends at Wendy's, do you think this 6-day break hurts or helps?
Oh, I could probably give you an argument for both sides. Personally, I would rather see them play probably Saturday.
Yeah, I would too. For sure. Hands full stop.
Yeah, but I mean, it gives the coach a little bit of time for, get the coaching systems and whatnot. But personally, I'd like to see him just keep rolling right now.
6 days. That's enough for 2 haircuts for Nobby. Tyler, what do you think?
It is weird that they have 2 5-day breaks now in the month of December because they also get the Christmas break. I don't understand how this blip in the schedule happened, but
according to Jason Gregor,
they
requested it.
The Oilers requested an extent, not this long of a break, because Connor is being named to the Canadian Walk of Fame. That ceremony is in Toronto on Saturday. So the Oilers asked for the weekend off so that Connor could go be a part of that.
With Tyler as his guest.
Mm-hmm. With Tyler as his guest, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
so then they tacked on extra days.
Considering the coaching change, it is nice because maybe Knobloch can finally put his
practice time
stamp on it. Yeah, and if you were to ever make like a roster move or a trade, like these 2 5-day breaks, granted one of them comes with the Christmas freeze, so it wouldn't really help. But if you were, this is a nice.
You don't
time to
anticipate a trade coming right now, do you?
No. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I just think organizationally, you made the change with Woodcroft. Now it gives Knobloch the first opportunity to have more than 2 days in between a game. So,
yeah, but it's because they're 7-3 in their last 10.
Agreed, and that's
the trigger.
Yep, and that,
like,
and
I think they still have
this team. I don't want
chamber ready to roll in case there is a slip. That there's a very quick move.
Yep.
But for the most part, I don't think you're going to see this team just kind of like stick with what we have right now and hope that we can get closer to this.
You can't look at the current results or the most recent results and not feel like there's a team is coming back and that there isn't a need for that panic move. Yeah.
Games have been much different.
How, even just to get more granular, how can you not feel that way watching Connor McDavid be Connor McDavid again?
Mm-hmm. That's probably the biggest reason to believe in this thing, right? Like Connor's back. Connor's going to win MVP. Like giddy up.
Leon is scoring from the spot he scores so many goals from, whereas earlier in the season he's ripping them wide, he's duffing the shot. It was
getting on him though. He gets that weight he puts on himself is to get that out of his system, to get that out of a lot of guys' system is massive.
Ryan McLeod, the first 20 goals happened last night. Got to get a little bit of a heater to match my preseason prediction.
Yeah, he's not a 0-goal guy, so I was sticking with him. I'm glad they didn't do anything with him.
What do you make of the talk? Again, we're going to get to the delicious bait here in a second. I did Low Tide's show yesterday on Thursday. He just asked me, what do I think about the trade Ryan McLeod noise?
Terrible.
Yeah,
well, not terrible.
Yeah.
Rick, he makes $2.1 million and he hadn't scored in like 40 some games or whatever.
He also has the lowest amount of goals against on the team. So the team's playing terribly, he's on the ice, he's not getting scored on. That's a big thing for me.
Fantastic. And if he was James Hamblin making $775K, I'd applaud him for it. But at 2.1 million as a guy who gets consistent third line minutes
and kills penalties,
you got to score.
Yeah, but he's not getting scored on. He's going to end up scoring. Right? Do you believe he's going to start scoring? Right? He's not Tobias Reeder. He's going to score.
Not anymore.
But if he's taking care of his own end, then I have a lot more leeway for a player who's keeping the puck out of his own end if he's not being able to find a way to put it in the other net. If you're not being able to score and you're getting scored on, then yeah, 100%. But if you're taking care of your own end and your difficulty is scoring, if we're putting up no goals when Connor and Leon are off the ice, that to me is actually a good thing.
Yeah, but I would like to see him win the matchup, not 100%. Just survive the matchup.
100%. But you know he's going to get there.
Well, and for me, the thing with
streaky scores, that's why he's a bottom line player.
But for me, the thing with McLeod all this season has been when he's presented with an opportunity that he's created himself with his speed, he doesn't make that decision that I would like to see him make. And that was where my patience was running out. The fly around the net that Tyler pointed out before I even noticed it, and then continue to notice it after that. It was upsetting to fans. And so I hear what you're saying, that you've got a defensive guy and you want to rest on that.
And a kid.
But $2.1 million comes into the conversation, and it's the business. And yes, again, Rick, I get it. But if you can go out and make a package for him and another team values him more than what you value him at that point, you make that move.
Not a chance. Never.
Liam, what do you say about all this? Sitting there quietly, studying your notes.
I'm studying the other contenders in the NHL and seeing how their third line centers contribute to their teams.
Who's the third line center in Dallas?
Wyatt Johnston.
How many goals he got on the year?
9.
He a kid?
Colorado.
He is
Ross
a kid.
Colton, 7. What's this one? Boston Bruins. Charlie Coyle has 9 goals as a third line center on his team.
Just
the LA Kings.
Just because other guys have goals doesn't mean your guy is bad.
The LA Kings.
I know, but like,
I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying it's
someone to contribute.
I don't want to trade him.
This question was
He's
about.
just not untouchable.
The question was,
I'm not trading him right now.
the question was, what do you think of the trade talk around him?
And you said it was what, idiotic? It's not idiotic. He hasn't scored in 22 games and he makes $2.1 million.
Has he put up points?
No, barely.
He got an assist on the first goal last night.
He has like 4 assists.
And one of them was an empty net.
Sell low is what we're trying to say.
No, Rick, that's not at all. No, nobody said that.
Yes,
the question.
When he's playing bad, it's selling low.
If Bag Milk had asked me the question,
that's happened so well for us over the last 20 years.
If Bag Milk had asked the question, Low Tide asked me, do you think it's a good idea to sell Ryan McLeod low? The answer would be very different.
If you trade him right now, you're selling him low.
The question was, is he? Is there like what is the thought around the trade talk?
That's selling him low right now because he's not playing.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
How can you say?
How do you know? How do you know he isn't
trade him, but not trading?
How do you know somebody's not offering a first round pick for him?
Michael McLeod has 4 goals, 5 assists in 15 minutes of ice.
Was that his brother or something?
Maybe they Freaky Friday body swap. We're just watching Michael McLeod play hockey now.
He's not shooting enough. He needs to shoot the puck.
That's a huge thing with Ryan.
You don't shoot, you don't score.
Shoot.
He has 30 shots this season.
What I used to expect of Nuge in that third line position, I have to start to ask of McLeod.
Those are not even comparable players in my eyes.
I mean, I'm not saying that I don't expect Nuge production from him, but you have to get him closer to Nuge's than 0. And an empty net goal doesn't really move the needle for me either, to be honest.
Oh God, no! I can't.
Like, I know we're talking about he scored a goal here, but like, and he made it to Mundare, but keep going, my young man. Like, there's more to come.
That goal definitely did not mean nothing.
Of course it didn't.
I feel
it's
like
a goal in the net.
Just on a human level, on scoring an empty net goal like that, I'll just monkey off the back.
Exactly.
It was good to see him smiling after the goal and all that.
And you see the players went right to him because they know that that's a guy that is in the weeds right now for sure. But I'm not saying that that's...
but the insurance goal to me is still a massive goal.
It was a good goal. It's good that he scored. And I agree. But shortly before that, the top line...
Like a 3-1 goal and the empty net goal.
Shortly before that, the first line couldn't score. They tried to cycle the puck for whatever reason instead of just shooting
which was
on the
hilarious.
empty net.
Yeah, it was a weird.
Like, the puck's working. I didn't mind that because you keep running the clock down.
Yeah,
if you
I
can't
was
get into the middle, cough it up, and you can't.
This team's empty net offense is weird.
It was just funny.
It has been for a while.
Dump it into the corner.
I was curious. I was like, who are you trying to get it to right now?
Yeah, usually there's like an end game there, but
everybody's like, oh, empty netter. This guy needs one. Like, so we're going to work around. But
I saw that as just working the clock down.
Speaking of empty netter, Tristan Jarry fucking drained his yesterday.
Oh yeah,
that was a nice shot.
That was sweet.
Great goalie goal.
Capital City Capital.
I love a goalie goal.
My problem with McLeod, just to close that out, is the fact of like, you look through every other team and maybe I'm sure it'll all kind of catch up eventually, but I don't know. You've seen this for a while where he just doesn't shoot the puck. He doesn't do a lot of things. I just don't think he's a centerman.
I don't either.
I think he's going to be a very good winger in a couple of months here when the Oilers get a good third line centerman and they trade Warren Fogle.
Hopefully he fits nicely on Sean Monahan's wing.
Yeah, that'll be sick. And they also, like, that's the thing too, is like, people just keep being like, oh, he just needs a scoring winger. Well, no, they need him to drive the offense.
Yeah, no, I didn't believe that because he has to bury his own opportunities, and another shooter on that line sure may help the line in general, but it may not necessarily help him. Yes, he's definitely has things to do, but I'm not considering him as a negative player right now.
And he scored once in 17 games to end the regular season last year.
I think including playoffs, it was 45 games. We had 1 goal.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. He had a 22 game stretch last year where he didn't score a goal. Like at some point you need to find consistency at the NHL level. And all these other cup contender teams have third line centers that are scoring 7, 8, 9 goals. And the Oilers third line center has 1 empty netter. And it's just frustrating, Rick.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not moving him.
I would absolutely try him on the wing. If they get a different third line center, 100%
I think he's a way better winger.
I'll be honest, and maybe this is a bit of a bad take, but I think
good start. Just acknowledge it. Right
good start.
Well, the Oilers
get out in front of it.
Need a goalie. They need help goaltending.
Ryan McLeod in goal.
I think finding a third line center could be just as valuable for this team who can create offense than finding another goalie. I think it's going to be easier for them to do that if they're able to go out and spend the money on a third line center or just a third line player, whoever it may be, and then a right-handed defenseman, and then you
Nick Bukestad
run with Skinner and Pickett or whoever you want to do. Rodrigue, what's Ryan Fancy doing?
Stretching right now. He's hurt.
Speaking of goalie goals,
that's right. He skated with them the other day, didn't he?
He scored last year, didn't he?
Fancy,
fight too.
Yeah, and
a goalie fight too.
Space like 2 weeks.
That's the grit we need with Mike Smith gone.
You know, we need guys like that.
Anyway, time for the delicious debate, gentlemen. Are we done arguing about Ryan McLeod?
Yep.
I love that. I can listen to you guys argue that.
Adam Ernie has a better 5-on-5 goals against per 60 than him.
He must be a better player then.
God, I'm with Rick on this one.
Okay. Time for the delicious debate for our friends at Wendy's, presented by Wendy's. The delicious debate is here. Play Wendy's Daily Face-Off Survivor Pool for your chance to win prizes weekly and grand prize of $5,000. Sign up at the link's right there on Daily Face-Off. That's the easiest way to get there. Okay, just go right to the website. It's right there on the top. See Wendy's Survivor, dailyfaceoffsurvivor.com, dailyfaceoffsurvivor.com. I've already played Monday's entry.
I did too.
So you don't forget.
I lost.
I went this coming Monday. Yeah, for next Monday.
Oh, hell yeah.
Come on,
they're jumping on this already.
Next Monday, I've got Seattle Kraken over 25.5 shots.
I went with Kucherov goal.
I'm trying these chicken strips and French toast sticks tonight. That's going to be my late night snack.
I do like the mix of that. Chicken strips and French toast sticks.
And what's your pick in the game, Tyler?
Chicken waffles.
Chicken and waffles is right.
Next
I thought Mark Stone over half an assist was a good one.
Mark Stone whining incessantly.
Mark Stone half a fake back injury.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, in his career, hey? Oh, seems pretty good this year, though.
Sign up at dailyfaceoffsurvivor.com, dailyfaceoffsurvivor.com. Big thanks to our friends at Wendy's. Go use your knowledge and win yourself some food and a chance at $5,000. Liam, what do you have for us today for a delicious debate for our friends at Wendy's and Dave Thomas?
R.I.P.
So there's a little bit of speculation on our old friend Jack Campbell and when he's going to be back in the City of Champions. So the delicious debate is, when should the Oilers call up Jack Campbell, if ever?
Looking at his starts down in Bakersfield, I don't have the numbers right in front of me. Do you have them?
He has an .894 save percentage.
But the last three games have been tight, right? Like
197 goals against
in the last three.
Let me find him here for.
I think it's like 197 in the last three.
So here's the thing that I wonder about with the Oilers goaltending. Stu's starting to play better. He's starting to look like the guy we need him to be. My problem is they've played him, 14 of the last 16, something like that. We saw what happens with Stu and he gets a little tired, gets a little sleepy. It's not good for us long term. So Tyler, I'm going to start with you.
Yep.
Is Jack Campbell bringing him back after a handful of games in Bakersfield the move? Or should you just kind of leave Calvin Pickard there for the minute because he's actually been fine?
I agree. He has been fine. I think this 5-day break here gives a chance for Skinner to get fully rested. And then the thinking that I've outlined a couple of times now is you can play Skinner the 6th, 8th, and 10th when you get back, right? That's not overworking him, giving him 3 games out of the break. Give Pickard Chicago. So then that builds in a 3-day gap for Stu. Then he gets the 14th and 16th against Tampa Bay and Florida. And then 2 days off because they're hitting the road. Perfect. Nice little rest. Give him the Islanders and then give Pickard the Devils on the 21st. Give Stu the Rangers on the 22nd. And then guess what it is? Christmas. Another 5-day break over Christmas. And I think at that point there, if Campbell is still playing well, 3 good games and 3 bad games for Campbell, which is basically what it's been. That's not enough for me to be like,
no, but it is 3 in a row though.
It was 3 bad in a row too.
No, 100%, 100%. That's what I mean. So you definitely have to see what it is.
I want to see
another
him
couple weeks.
I want to see 2 more weeks. I want to see him get to 6 straight good games. And then if he has 6 straight good games and it's the 23rd and you're heading into the Christmas break, call him back up and give him like that start on the 31st against the Anaheim Ducks or something like that.
So between now and that Christmas break, the Condors have 9 games. So there's an opportunity for him to get some more game action.
4 or 5 starts.
Yeah.
So I listen.
5-6 starts.
When you bring him back up, if it doesn't go well, you need to make a trade ASAP, right? At least right now we can still sit there and be like, maybe Soup comes back up and gives them some solid starts and then you don't need to go trade a goalie. Like you can still hold on to that hope. If he comes up and has 2 bad starts in the next week, then you're hooped. And I think you can trust Pickard. I think you can trust him a bit.
The save percentage, I have his stats right in front of me. So I'll do all 6 games. So his first game was 800 save percentage.
That's good, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good on 20 shots.
High school, I would have been happy with.
Then he was
100%.
846, 808. Then he got better. He got a shutout. Then he got a 917. Then he had a 926. He has allowed 4 goals, 4 goals, 5 goals, no goals, 3 goals, 3 goals. Funnily, not ironically.
Funnily.
The 3 games where he had a save percentage less than 900 and he was terrible. He never faced more than 26 shots. In the 3 that he was good, he faced 30 plus shots in all 3.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, after that 3rd bad game is when Manny Legacy went down?
It actually might. Yeah, right around that shutout, whenever that would have been.
Yeah, so I'm curious about that too.
Yeah. Who is that?
Manny Legacy.
Like I know he played in the league, but like
weird.
Is he just a random goalie coach?
He did work with Columbus for a little bit.
I think they worked together in this offseason too, though.
That was the word, yeah. That Manny Legacy was.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the connection there is or why, but the rumor was that they worked together in the offseason. Yeah. That's kind of why he specifically called him up.
So I wonder if he could come with him.
Specifically.
Yeah, that too.
Can he come to Edmonton?
Yes.
Yeah, fire Dustin Schwartz finally.
Finally. Jeez.
Or just let him have his own guy. Who
Tom
cares,
Brady had his own little dude there. I think he had an office and everything by himself.
Tom Brady had an office?
I think his guy did.
Oh.
He's like, hey, you're not allowed in the building anymore.
Dan, when you bring back Jack Campbell?
I would leave Pickard in until he's proven that he can't be the backup. To me, he's been a serviceable player in the spot. And, we even saw it. They kind of offhandedly threw it out there in the broadcast that he's a guy that's been around this league a lot. So he knows a thing or two and knows a player or two around the league. So yeah, I don't know. To me, it's he's not a bad guy, not a bad player to have in your locker room, a veteran guy that can just kind of ride the highs and lows and has earned his spot to be in the NHL a few times. So I'm okay with leaving Pickard in there. I think this team will rush Campbell back up though, personally.
One thing that's worrying me about it is, well, two things, I guess. One, the Oilers, they can't run the risk of having Campbell here and being bad. Mm-hmm. They have to win games immediately, which they're doing, and they have to continue that. Like
they got to win the division.
They got to win the President's Trophy. And then the second thing is, Campbell is great every preseason. Best goalie in the league against American Hockey League competition. Second he plays NHL competition is junk. Like, isn't that just what's kind of happening at the moment? Like, I guess we'll see if he can come back
in Toronto, though. So I mean, there's no denying that's the way it went this year. There's no denying. Like, I don't know what kind of competition he always faced in the preseason this year. I didn't really look too deep into it.
Yeah,
but obviously, preseason looked good. Regular season was a ginormous flat tire. But I think a player like that, you do give him. I'm with Tyler. He needs at least 6 to 7 wins.
Yeah.
Before I bring him back up.
And I agree with Dan that Pickard's been fine. Someone in the chat today on our live show was like, you can't trust Pickard with a start. It's like, why not?
He's not much different. Campbell? It's not much different than trusting Campbell. So
Pickard has a better save percentage in the American League than Campbell this year.
And arguably Pickard's probably the better teammate because he's got a positive outset right now. He's not in that negative like Campbell is in the weeds.
Just kind of happy to be there.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but yeah. Like
Campbell has gone out in the media a few times and been down.
Yeah, he's ripped himself. He's not in there in the dressing room creating a.
Yeah, I don't know. That can't help. That can't help when your goalie's Can't help when your goalie's just beating up on himself, pounding himself the whole time.
That's the one thing that I like now in hindsight. It's funny that we shit on him all the time, but I really liked about Mike Smith is if he had a bad game, he had an attitude of like, fuck you, I'm going to come back and bounce back.
Yeah, man. I liked when he was
shut him out because of that.
Yeah. I liked when he was getting angry.
Yeah, maybe we hire Mike Smith to yell at the players on the bench. I've recycled that joke several times. Thank you.
I'd test him in practice too.
Mm-hmm. Any final thoughts on Jack Campbell coming back, Tyler?
It's too soon. Don't do it.
They don't owe him shit.
Before Christmas? Do you think it comes up before the Christmas break?
Yes, because they'll give him his bonuses or whatever it matters if you're in the NHL. I've kind of thought about that. It's like, I know he gets his money anyway because he's on the one-way deal, but I wonder if it's like something, if they call him up, he'll like get something from
For what?
It. I don't know, just being in the league. Don't you get a little bit? Isn't there like what do they call those things?
Like a per diem?
Stipend.
A Christmas bonus.
I wonder if there's something in there that's like, hey, if you're on the team at this point, maybe.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
We'll find out when they call him up on the 22nd after the New York Rangers game when he's on the team and he gets sent down.
I don't think they call him up till he has, at least 5 or 6 wins. So
I think he needs like a 915 save percentage. Like he needs to be an elite goalie in that league. He can't just be this guy's. Oh, well, they had 3 great games.
Yeah,
get him up here. Jack's back, baby.
Let's just say over the next 6 games he gets 6 wins or something like that. He's not quite at. Would you consider the first 3 shitty games bringing his average down? Would you wait for that, or would you kind of like X-nay those out and go, hey, listen, your last almost 10 games, you've been much better.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I don't like the save percentage stat because I don't think it gives you a full image of. It gives you the image, but it doesn't tell the full story.
Little parts of this, parts of that. You got to watch the game too.
Exactly. So yeah, if he has like 6 games in a row now where he's at whatever and he's like a 907, whatever it is, and yeah, he's probably good.
Yeah, he's got to put together a string of
Needs to be the best goalie in the league.
I'm just assuming the best goalie his teammates down in Bakersfield do not want him to leave because I imagine he's picking up the tab all over the place.
Probably.
He makes as much money as the rest of the team combined, essentially.
Yeah, probably more.
Somewhat close, yeah.
There's not one guy down there who's making over $1 million.
Really?
I can't know off the top of my head.
Brad Malone makes like 275.
Oh yeah, because some of those guys are on 2 ways.
Some of them make
man.
Some of them get paid in Sour Patch Kids, I'm pretty sure.
The only guys you look at making actual money down there are the veterans and whatnot. Yeah. And there's not really a veteran down there.
There's not a whole
outside
lot
of him that's bringing home,
I just imagine at this point, like they go for a team dinner and everybody just kind of like slides the bill over to Campbell without even looking at him.
Lane Peterson would be close because I think he's just a one-way deal.
That's fair.
Congrats, Lane.
But yeah, that's
I forgot
we should do that. Peterson's like, I'm not paying anymore.
We should do the math on that one. Who makes more money, the Bakersfield Condors or entire roster or Campbell?
I'm going to stick with Campbell.
This needs to be read verbatim.
I love this.
For a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter the code NATION25. That's 25% off up to a $10 value and 0 delivery fees for your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter the code NATION25. That's all caps. Liam, remember that.
All right.
Don't forget, that's code NATION25 for 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Offer valid only in Canada. Subject to change. Terms do apply. Gentlemen, we have to figure out. We're going to look back. Last night's win, or you know what? They won 4 in a row. You can pick any of those wins if you like. Who delivered? For our friends at DoorDash, who delivered? DoorDash is going to be delivering to me a little bit later. Me missus is babysitting tonight, so I am on my own to cook, and that means DoorDash is doing it for me. Thank you. Nation Dan, you're up first. Who delivered for you?
I'm going to give it to the penalty kill, especially last night's game. Really held the team into it when the referees were trying their best to give the Jets an opportunity to come out. So, penalty kill gets my delivery of the game.
How are there such different rule books?
Rick's already choking before the question even gets out.
How? I even think against Vegas the other night, the Oilers won in overtime. Connor McDavid was hauled down right in front of a referee. Vegas went down and scored. How does that happen? It's shocking.
His stick was like mounted against the glass. It was there for everyone to see.
This is a conversation that will never be solved though, Liam, I think.
Just stupid.
For our friends at DoorDash.
Dude, it goes further than like the instigator penalty. The nurse got kicked out of the game for last year.
It's ridiculous.
It was rescinded before. He gets his rescinded this year.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like you look at the stuff that happened in Philly last night too, on New Jersey, wherever it was.
To the Dumba.
Well, I just think that like Hathaway, like how can you give him a 5 for that? The whistle went after he hit him.
Yeah, also, that is 100% on the line for not blowing that down earlier.
Also, when did boarding become the player hits the ice and slides into the boards?
Right. Yeah.
I'm very confused about what the boarding call is now.
Hathaway was probably the last person I would blame in that.
Yeah.
And Hughes takes a little blame too. He gave up on the play. I'm not giving up on the play when I'm that close to the boards and I got this big ass dude coming at me.
I think
he wants to hit me.
I think it was Luke Gazdic said between periods, he goes, at some point you got to be aware who's on the ice with you.
Yeah, you got to take care of your own, you got to take care of yourself.
Luke Hughes has been in the league for less than 20 games, and I've clipped 2 huge hits of him getting killed on hockey fights.
That's right. Yeah, the Ross Colton. Yeah. That was nuts.
Yeah. Kid's got to protect himself.
Who delivered for our friends at DoorDash, Liam?
Not the refs.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say Daryl. Big goal yesterday.
Huge goal.
Playing great. Probably the best we've seen defensively, maybe ever.
In 3 key things, I wanted to talk about Darnell Nurse because he's been playing some really good hockey.
Very good.
And the amount of shit I took in the comment section, completely just nonsense takes, is wild just because of how much money he makes.
People were saying that yesterday too on After Dark. It's stupid at this point. Doesn't make any sense.
It's easy to criticize him for the one thing that he can't change.
It's easy to criticize him for the thing that Ken Holland gave him that I would have sprinted to the fax machine to sign too.
And no one considers the fact he was underpaid before that contract before.
Yeah.
The amount he was doing was...
They fumble fucked his bridge deals, but like...
Yeah, the second bridge deal was the biggest issue, and it's because of the flat cap, and it is what it is, and we are where we are. And I don't think it is.
I also blame Zach Werenski and Seth Jones.
Yeah.
Those two also signed monster contracts that same summer.
I think we're all just sick and tired of having to explain the contract over and over again.
It's like, would I love if he was a $6 million defenseman? Of course I would, yes. But like, build a bridge, get over it. Tyler, for our friends at DoorDash, who delivered?
I'm going to go with, since it's been 2 games since our last episode of the pod, Sammy Gagner.
Fucking right.
Hell yeah, has he ever delivered? He slides into the lineup when Zach Hyman gets hurt. What does he do? Finds the back of the net, stays in the lineup against Winnipeg, and in just 9 minutes and 55 seconds, he goes out there and has 6 shot attempts and 3 shots on goal. I love him. I love watching him celebrate goals as an Oiler. I love how happy he is to be an Oiler. He's the best, man. The story is unreal. I'm hoping this one has a better ending than the last reunion where they shipped him off to Detroit. I don't think that's going to happen this time around. But yeah, he's played solid for 2 games here, and he's scoring goals. 3 goals on the season, even though he hasn't played in all the games.
3 goals in only 10 games. That's pretty good bottom 6 production given
none of them are empty netters.
Could be a great.
That's why he's a better goal scorer.
Everybody in the room just got so excited.
It's a great thing to have around a kid like that. Yes. Hey, listen, you've gone through this. I have been through these things. Yep. Just keep doing this, that, and
everything. Look at what Sam shooting from everywhere is doing for him.
I don't care what the internet says. Everybody wants to trade you. Just put your head down and keep going.
That's the thing I like about Sam Gagner's game is it's so simple and greasy because that's just what he does.
And he hits everything that moves. It's great.
I love the story. Rick, for our friends at DoorDash, who delivered?
I'm going with, I would say it's quietly. I don't think Jay's here, but I'm going with Bush. I think you've seen a big difference on him defensively in the last, since we went to Seattle, I think. So I kind of when the new coach has got here, but I think he's really turning himself into a much better, I'm not going to call him a 2-way, but he's taking care of the back end a lot better on his own.
1.5 ways.
Yeah, that's fair. But he's a lot better than he was at the beginning of the year.
Do you know one thing he's getting really good at, which is defensive play?
Hitting the shot prop?
Yeah, that.
6 last game.
Defensive minded plays in the offensive zone. Like stuff like keeping the zone and like just like maintaining possession when you don't have to dump it. Like just stuff like that is like
very confident with the puck around.
Yeah, like and that's what did you say yesterday? That thing where he like moves at like 2 miles per hour but manages to weave through 4 players.
He's like a Mack truck, bro. Like he just pushes he's going very slowly and just knocking things out of his way. And guys like can't stick check him. It's so
makes
funny.
No sense, but yeah, he just kind of cuts through.
I think he it doesn't even look like he's stick handling or like making moves. He's just like floating with his stick on the ice. And the other team's like,
It's like the little kid playing against the dads. He's like, oh, I missed you. Oh.
Straight up.
Also finds himself on a 8-game point streak.
Also finds himself with the same amount of points as Austin Matthews.
Well done by that one. I saw that on Twitter.
So we have this year, next year at 3-something, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And the Leafs overpay Matthews at $12 million.
For our friends at DoorDash, who delivered? How about the captain? 14 points in his last 5 games, 2 goals, including 3 consecutive games with a 3-point period.
That's crazy.
Ridiculous. My favorite part about the whole thing, and I talked about this on Better Late Than Never on Wednesday, was I wish I did a better job of keeping receipts of other fan bases that were saying Connor's last year was an anomaly. He's washed up. He's done. Because he was only a point per game for the first 10, 12, 13 games.
That was the frustrating thing. Everything was going wrong and you're sitting there and people wanted to get mad at Leon. Yeah. And you look at his stat and he's like more than a point per game.
Yeah. It's like we're so spoiled with those two now. I think that sometimes people need to remember how spoiled we are, because I remember plenty of years watching this team where the leading scorer had about 54 points
in March.
Yeah, by the end of the year, they have 54 points total. You go, God, fuck.
Doug, wait. I think the year he led was like 60s or 70s.
He broke 100
points.
He had 100 one year.
Yeah,
led the team in points, though. I mean,
yeah.
Like I'm thinking about like the Aikens era.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, where it was like rookie Taylor Hall with 52 points.
This is grim totals. So, little perspective. Little perspective. Any other honorable mentions for who delivered? I'm going to give one to Josh Morrissey. I thought he played dead at an expert level last night. Hilarious. He got pulled off by the concussion protocol.
And then he complained about it after the game.
Wander down. Did he really? I missed
that. Complained about the play. He complained about the interference.
Yeah, on the presser afterwards.
He did say, I don't think Jan Mark was trying to target me, but he definitely was trying to throw a pick. Another
Matthias
player
would never do such a thing.
No. Another player that delivered last night was Blake Lizotte for making Gabe Velarde take that penalty. Shout out Blake Lizotte.
Have you heard that?
No.
That beef?
No.
So like Gabe Velarde and Blake Lizotte were teammates back in LA, right?
Yeah.
And then in their rematch this year, Lizotte kind of like stumbled into Velarde and messed up his knee. Velarde missed like a month. And then Velarde came out the other day before his return to the lineup. And a reporter was like, oh, like, how'd you feel about that injury? Like it was quite the random little play. And he torched Blake Lizotte. And was like, I know you guys think it's random, but I've seen him do stuff like that countless times over the last number of years. He could have ended my season. He knew what he was doing. It's dirty. And just like torched his former teammate.
That should have been what Bedard said after Giordano went after his knee.
Giordano, that guy, unbelievable.
And he does anything about it.
No.
He's been around the league forever. He's a veteran. He would never do that. He's done it a handful of times at least.
Actually, something that didn't deliver last night, if I may put a negative spin on this. What's that guy called? Nemestikov?
Yeah.
When he shot the puck after the whistle and nobody did anything about it.
Yeah.
Vinny was on the ice. Kulak was on the ice. Yamark was chirping and Hamlin got in. But the other day when they did it against Florida, it was actually like McLeod and Fogle, and they were right on top of Stengland.
It scored right after that.
Yeah, you cannot allow players to shoot after the whistle like that.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, it pissed me off.
That one was close. I would say that the Nemestikov, I know exactly what you're talking about because I thought the exact same thing. It was closer than the Florida one, but exactly same. Yeah, you got to go and get in his face. You got to at least get a stink glove in there or something to.
The Tampa Bay Lightning would never allow that to happen.
It's true.
Yep.
They also
that play from a handful of years ago, 2 years ago that I think about all the time, where somebody bumped into Vasilevsky and the whole team jumped in.
Everyone was John
everybody
Cooper
in the pile.
Even again, it comes back to it. Connor got his head smashed into the glass at one point late in a play, and nobody comes over to say anything. Like, God, this guy is your one dude, and I understand that maybe fires him up and all that kind of stuff. But man,
that cross check on him though, I thought it was equal to what the Kane penalty was. For the cross check,
I don't remember.
So the Kane penalty was below the goal line.
Oh yeah,
I barely leaned on the guy with his stick like that.
Yep.
And then the Connor with the whole he shouldn't have admired his pass or whatever. It was the same amount of cross check on both.
Speaking of which, one of the things that annoys me most on Twitter is that Kane penalty. I said completely avoidable penalty by Kane. Then the replay comes. My tweet had already been out there for a minute or two.
Yeah, you got
and just everybody fucking, oh, you idiot. I was like, I fucking hate all of you.
Because the Connor one was
choke
just as bad.
The life out of you.
The Connor one's just as bad. And then you watch any of the highlights, they don't show the actual interference because the ref has his arm down the whole damn time.
Right.
By the time the ref puts his arm up, what he calls is terrible. Yeah. Absolutely fucking terrible.
Yeah.
We're running.
I couldn't believe that.
Running along here, fellas. So we're moving along.
Yeah.
I could see Tyler getting antsy, shuffling in his chair. And he cares that I haven't started my reporting yet for November.
Oh, fuck. I haven't either.
I know you have some too. That's why I mentioned it.
I'll do it tomorrow.
For our friends at Greta, it's time for Ask the Idiots. Liam, I'm making a pivot on you. Making a pivot on Liam here. He's going to adjust some graphics for Ask the Idiots. Greta is our official hospitality partner of the nation going forward.
We're going to be doing some more parties there in the new year.
More parties coming up at Greta. There's a location in Vancouver, down in Calgary. They're opening up one in Toronto. A lot of Nation Network events going on at Greta all season long. We're going to do some Ask the Idiots questions, fellas. And we're going to start off with some hockey ones, and we're going to end off with some nonsense, as I like to do. Rick, I'm going to start with you. This is for the idiots.
Okay.
Right D is a huge concern for me right now. With Ethan Bear skating and without a contract, if Ethan would return to Edmonton, would you try and sign him for a low deal and send down either Broberg or make Vinny the seventh defenseman?
No.
Tyler?
No, he's not better than Vinny.
Liam?
What was the question, sorry?
Would you bring in Ethan Bear to replace Broberg / Vinny?
No.
Dan?
Ethan Bear has now left two organizations since leaving the Oilers.
The organizations have allowed him to leave.
Yep. Carolina Hurricanes and the Vancouver Canucks. So I'm just going to say no. Unfortunately, the road has traveled.
Yes, there's something there that people can't see. That is why he's no longer in the NHL right now.
Yep.
I am also just I don't think he's going to be.
He was also
a better
hurt
fit
too.
For
like,
Vinny.
We're like, we can't find time. Sorry to cut you off, PM. We can't find time to get Philip Broberg minutes at the NHL. Why are we going to find time for Ethan Bear to ease his way back into an NHL lineup?
And I actually think the big man Vinny's playing some decent hockey on the third pairing right now. Like, I don't think Ethan Bear provides what Vinny Desharnais does.
No, and then he's not a step up from CC either, so there's no...
That said, I know when Waz clips this, everybody's going to roast us. So yes, Ethan Bear is probably a better puck mover. He's got a better shot. I acknowledge all of that. I understand the fancies, but for this team right now, you need a little beef on the back end
right now.
Let him roast us, Waz. Put that in your clip.
Bring it on. Next question, reversing the order. Danny, you're up first. Put your GM hat on, please.
Okay.
Imagine you were the Oilers GM. Would you wait until you see this current team turn things around before trading a first round pick or even considering it? I understand the need to get out of Campbell's contract, but personally, I don't think they should do it, and they should just buy him out in the offseason if they really want to get rid of him.
Yeah, I mean, I've been of the opinion you stand pat with what we had with this team to start the season. So, I mean, Campbell's in the AHL. He's not hurting this team actively right now, so it doesn't really. I mean, other than the numbers, but that's all not for me to worry about. That's for Daryl Cates to worry about. So, I'm okay with standing pat the rest of the way.
Liam, what do you got?
Sorry, what was it again? I know. I asked on the first one too.
2 of 3, Liam, not paying attention. Or 2 of 2 so far. Would you wait to see how much more things turn around before even considering trading this year's first round pick or a first round pick in general? Understanding the need to get rid of Campbell's contract, but Blake, who submitted the question, would rather they just kind of buy him out in the offseason if that's really the move and keep hanging on to that first round pick.
I think you can move Campbell without buying him out, firstly. And yes, I would wait until the Oilers are in a better spot before moving the first round pick.
Tyler?
I would wait a little bit. The other thing too, it's related to this, like the buyout, his cap hits. If you were to buy him out instead of 3 more years at $5 million, it would be 1.1, 2.3, 2.6, and then 3 years of dead money at 1.5. I know Frank pushed back on me when I said this, but like retaining money on Jack Campbell and trying to trade him that way maybe isn't the worst idea.
Then
like,
you trim down the runway.
Yeah. So like if you keep 50%, the cap hit would be 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. Okay, that's not that much different than those 2 years of 2.3 and 2.6. Granted, not as much relief next year. And then there's no dead cap space on the end of it, and it won't cost you as much. Maybe you can get a goalie in return. So like the idea I had was keeping half of Campbell and then trading a first and getting Blackwood, right? Like the cap hit stays the same. Sharks get a first, Oilers get a goalie, everyone wins. But I also like the point you brought up, Liam, today before our live show of, if you can get him off the books before the end of this season.
Oh, yeah. And farewell, the Connor Brown dead cap next year.
Well, that's... Yeah.
If you don't use all that money, Connor Brown's bonus, like it's a double whammy. Mm-hmm. If you give up a first this year, get out of all $5 million of Campbell, and let's say you don't even spend it this year. You just go, okay, we're going to keep... Maybe you spend 2 of it and you keep 3 off to the side. All of a sudden next year, you're out of Campbell and you're out of that bonus. Mm-hmm. Whew. That's got to be factored into this.
LA did it. The Oilers can do it too. Be creative
with Cal Peterson. Rick, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Tyler here. The buyout kind of scares me, but there's no need to do anything right now. I'm pushing everything closer to the deadline and figuring it out from there.
Yeah, 100%. I don't got anything else to add. I think that by the deadline, that first round pick is not going to be a concern of a lottery pick. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that just takes that kind of concern out of the table because the Oilers are going to be back by then. I'm just patient. Now some shenanigans. Liam, you're up first. Pay attention. Powerade or Gatorade, which flavor and why?
Gatorade red because it cures hangovers.
There you go. Tyler.
Honestly, I'm going to go Powerade and like the white cherry flavor.
Rick?
It's one of the G2s with 0 calories and it's red.
That one is delicious. I don't know what the flavor is.
Yeah, I'm not a blue guy. I'm not a yellows. Blue, orange can go away.
Never trust a yellow drink.
Usually I'm like a name brand guy, but that cherry Powerade is good.
When is Powerade not a name brand?
I just feel like Gatorade is always the popular choice is what I meant, right?
Dan, what do you got? Gatorade, Powerade, what flavor and why?
I'm original Gatorade orange guy. Just what I always went with. And yeah.
The correct answer is the blue Gatorade in a 1 liter.
Oh, that's the old,
The big man needs the sugars.
The old pickup basketball special.
Hangover. That's what that one was for.
The big man's in recovery, and it takes a liter of Cool Blue to get me back on the rails.
I really want a
They have
Gatorade.
Gatorade Light though, like Pedialyte, that kind of.
Yeah,
it's
those
so
taste
salty.
weird. It's like
well,
weird, oddly
that's
salty.
what it is. Yeah.
Like I keep making the mistake. I'm like, maybe the strawberry kiwi one will be good.
Oh, strawberry
They're
kiwi
not.
sounds like a good flavor, but never.
They're not. Damn it. All right. I love this question. It's so much fun. Rick, I'm coming to you first.
Yep.
What is the most annoying Christmas season tradition and why?
Ooh, I think it's the ugly Christmas sweaters. They're just dumb. They're ugly.
It is funny to spend like $50 on a sweater you're going to wear one time and that's it. See you next year. Tyler, what's the most annoying Christmas tradition and why?
That is a really, really good one. Wow. The most annoying Christmas tradition. There's a, no, I like gift giving, but going out and buying the gifts is always so annoying. Like I tend to do it all online. Like malls are annoying this time of year. Oh man, I don't know if I have an answer for you. I love the holidays.
I took the good one.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, ugly Christmas letters is a good one. I'll just agree with Rick. I don't have a different one.
Liam, what do you got?
Mine, it's not a tradition. It's when I just think everyone should buy gifts for everyone. And I hate it when family, maybe you guys do this, but it's just like, oh, we'll just do a Secret Santa. And there's like 12 people and everyone gets one gift each. Like, no, like get someone something.
Oh God, no.
It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be big.
I couldn't disagree with you more.
Well,
me and my
that's
siblings, now that like, again, it's me, my 2 sisters, they each have a husband. I have a girlfriend.
Buy them one gift.
Dude.
So, yeah, draw the name still.
Yeah,
but that's
draw one name.
Yeah, but that's from me, not a Secret Santa and then the stupid game.
We didn't do like a stupid game. We just, everyone draws a name.
No, buy everyone a gift.
Dude, that's expensive
No, it's
and
not.
annoying.
Well, maybe don't start your Christmas shopping on December 1st and start it in July.
When do you start?
But then even dude,
He needs the budget
Liam,
for
we're
it.
all adults. If I want something, I just go buy it.
Well,
all you end up with
clearly-
when you do 8 Christmas gifts from your family is a bunch of shit
This
you
is
don't need.
Not the delicious debate. I love a good ugly Christmas sweater, by the way. I didn't say shit when you guys answered your question.
Nation Dad, what was the most annoying Christmas tradition and why?
It's, I mean, like literally it's just going out to drive anywhere. It's going to any store, any shop in the month of December. I just hate it. I hate being out on the roads around other people.
Because of the online people.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. But it's still horrendous. And I'm still triggered from years past as well. So it's just driving around in general around December.
What else?
Holy
you
fuck,
want to say?
Santa Claus over here to my right. Like
Christmas markets. They're the same. Like they're good, but they don't need to be too big. I went to a Christmas market the other day.
Yes,
It's like
this is good.
the Calgary one. I went to the Calgary one. It's very cool, very nice. But there's only so many times I need to see some wood shit.
I think we need like a weekly segment from Liam of what's grinding his gears this week because it's amazing the stuff that upsets. It's good.
everyone else had, except for me, I guess, they had legitimate gripes, and you're like, boy, square footage of Christmas markets, that's getting a little out of
They're okay, but they could be better.
small doses.
Condense quantity over quality over quantity.
That's so funny.
I think the thing that annoys me most is, well, there's a couple. By the time the end of December rolls around, I'm fucking over Mariah Carey.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking that.
There's a couple of times where, early in the season, maybe I'm having a rum and eggnog or something. I
Or
hear
like
it.
on Christmas Day, you're like, okay, this makes sense.
I'm into it. But the 9,000th time I've heard it at Safeway while I'm getting my groceries in that same shop, I'm over it.
Start at the end of September.
Well, there's that too. And then the other thing that annoys me too is the people that like gatekeep when you put your shit up. Like, oh, you don't put yours up until this day? What the fuck? Get in the spirit. Like, let me do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I don't like how much peppermint gets shoehorned into this holiday.
You know what? I'm with you.
Yeah, that's a good
Peppermint
one.
Certainly
sucks.
we can have better candy cane flavors than this bite.
Mint sucks.
This was, I'm not an eggnog guy.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me neither.
Yeah.
Nog?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I love a nog.
Never purchased one in my life.
I'm not a huge eggnog guy.
I'll drink 2 weeks worth of nog and then I'm good for the year.
Yeah.
I grew up.
Any
on
other shady
eggnog.
Christmas traditions? Being nice to family. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm over that.
Just drink. They become more tolerable.
Well, the Christmas elf is back. It's the first.
Oh yeah.
Comes and drops a little something in my cup all the time, that rascal.
I got a beer advent calendar to get after today.
Wow.
Was it like just like weird kind of
Locals?
No.
brews?
Amber like custom makes one for me. She like arts and crafts a advent box.
wow.
And she buys only beers she knows I'll like.
You should put a ring on that.
On my advent calendar?
Yes.
Weird.
He did in New York.
He does love it.
Damn thing.
Normally now we would be getting to Kennedy's quote game, but I think she's getting the boot today.
Sorry, Kennedy.
Healthy scratched. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
You know, if it can happen to Adam Ernie, it can happen to anybody.
Load management.
Yeah, he should be sent.
We probably should have texted her and said we're doing that.
Can you do that? We're running along.
You don't want to just walk out and say sorry?
Yeah. I'm glad that Tyler's handling this, then I don't have to handle it. It's just we're running long. We got very passionate about. I don't remember the fuck talking about.
Ryan McLeod.
Yeah, because you guys hate
Winning
Ryan
the
McLeod.
division.
Winning the division. Yes.
It's been a great episode.
There's a lot of math happening here today. All right, hot and cold performers, boys. This is brought to you by Nation Gear. We're talking about Christmas gifts. There's no better gift than Nation Gear. Get a fresh hoodie. Beautify your life. Beautify those around you. Just think of how handsome your husband or wife or partner or whoever will be if they're popping on a fresh Oilers Nation hoodie. 143% sexier, I say.
Yep.
Science is there. It's proven. Tyler will tell you. Dan will tell you. Rick will tell you. Start off with our veggies here.
I'm wearing the Oilers Nation gear too, and I will not tell you. Apparently, it doesn't work for me.
Listen, I already gave you a company newsletter shout out today. That's all you get.
He was just impressed you were listening.
Yeah, that's all he gets.
They were long. They were long questions.
Kennedy responded with a picture of Oprah that says, "Were you silent or were you silenced?"
Sorry, Kennedy. Let's get this going here. We start off with our veggies. NationGear.ca, proud presenters of Hot Cold Performers. Nation Dan, your cold performer of the week.
My cold performer of the week is going to go out to the clowns on the internet that made up the Connor Bedard's mother's rumor. The fact that perpetuated as long as it did, and that it continues to still be a thing that they're yelling at the Blackhawks organization for. So you get my cold performer of the week, the people that made up that rumor. They are just fucking ass right now.
Yeah, he commented on that today.
Did he?
Connor Bedard did?
Yeah, they asked him.
I feel like we probably don't need to ask him about it either, though.
They asked him. They were like, "What do you think of it?" No, I don't think they directly said what it was, and he's just like, "It's bullshit," and it's affected him.
You know what? I thought it was great.
He goes, "I actually have a folder of the best memes."
You guys want to sit down and go over them?
Yeah, what else? Like, come on. Like, who's the hero that asked? Anyway.
That's
next.
yeah.
My cold
performer
of the week goes to everyone that is like begging for snow. Don't get it. I'm quite enjoying my clear drives to work. I get to go to Calgary again this weekend without the issue of potentially getting ran off the road by the time I get to Olds. It's gonna be great. Snow stay away forever. I grew up 14 years without snow on Christmas. I can go for another 15.
I'm upset.
I'm kind of with you.
Yeah.
I like I saw Brown Christmas trending in Edmonton yesterday, and you know what? Listen, we might be shitting, but chances are it's because of no snow. I'm good with it.
Me too.
The drives have been lovely.
I don't get it at all.
Google pictures of snow. It's all there.
Fake snow.
Yep. Tyler, you're up next. Your Nation Gear cold from the week.
Oh my God, I just had one and it went out of my head.
He's also rattled about the snow?
Yeah, no, that totally sidetracked me. I was going to say, shit. Oh, the fact there's no Oilers games for 5 days. Are you kidding me? We have to go the whole weekend without watching Oilers hockey? I can't sit down, have
6
a brew,
days.
watch Connor McDavid? That's nonsense. 6 days? Unbelievable. Get it together.
Why are you the way that you are? I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
The good news, Tyler, is that you can go home, get some grocery shopping done, get home for around 6:37 and watch the evening 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock game the NHL has scheduled. Oh wait, they scheduled 2 games at the same time on a Friday night at 5 o'clock. Shout out NHL schedule for being an absolute joke again.
Did you just do another cold performer?
All right, I'll give another one.
No, God!
I'm telling you, if we made
No,
a segment
God, please, no!
for his grinding of the gears.
No!
It's just a
Little bundle of rage over there. Nobody knows it.
It's ridiculous.
Comes out every now and then. Just seeps out though. It's like a slow leak.
I just love when Liam says that he doesn't get something.
Vitamin D.
You taking vitamin D? You got D drops at your house or what?
Bringing him some.
Rick, you're up next. Your Nation Gear Cold Performer of the Week.
This is kind of on brand for me, but I think everyone's brought it up today, and I think a lot of people have seen it anyways, but the officiating, and whether it would be the Department of Player Safety too. He's got that slash from last night, which is at least comparable to Dumba, and then nothing, and then you look at everything going on in the games right now, it's absolutely terrible, and they just don't do anything about it.
I can't believe it!
Wait a minute, that's not a great
But
one.
our PK is much better, so it doesn't bother me as much.
Yeah.
Cold Performer of the Week for me. I was not prepared, even though we've done this every week for 1,000 years now. You know what? Actually, I was on a Zoom call this morning and it didn't work very well. So I'm going to go the internet at Nation HQ is bafflingly bad. You would think for an internet company, we would have stronger internet, but everybody in this room that has tried to do something over the Wi-Fi has had delays because for some reason we cannot figure it out. Today was one of those days. Jay, I hope you're not listening to this.
Boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Let's wrap up the podcast with some positive news. Reversing the order. Rick, you're up first. Your Nation Gear Hot Performer of the Week.
I'm going to stick in net, and we're going to give it to Stu. I think we needed a big bounce back by the big fella, and he's definitely has some help in front of him with the play in our own end, but the goaltender is starting to do his thing now.
It's getting hot in here. So hot.
Tyler, you're up next. Your Nation Gear Hot Performer of the Week.
The Shohei Ohtani rumors are giving me life. It's giving me a purpose to wake up every morning. I need this so bad. I want it so bad, dude. And the fact that the Jays are right in the mix there with the Dodgers, giddy up.
What's your percentage?
I'll say 25% chance the Jays actually get him.
I like this right here.
But I don't think he'll go to Chicago. I think it's Toronto or LA.
Yep.
That'd be fucking cool. Like, just the jersey sales alone, they'll make it all back.
They would like, oh my God. Oh, it's so big.
All right, Liam, time to pay attention. Your nationgear.ca Hot Performer of the Week.
My Hot Performer of the Week goes to the 5 Sherwood Park Crusaders who will represent Team Canada West at the World Junior A Challenge in the next couple of weeks. Ryan Zaremba, Dominic Payne, Diego Johnson, Brock Such, and Eric Roost.
Woo! Friday, baby! Yeah, let's celebrate Friday! Woo!
He didn't even have a cheat sheet. 2
of the guys I brought in, the other 2 were the GM, and then the other one was trade.
Look at you.
I think. Yeah,
good for you.
Like you know, but we all work together here at the Sherwood Park Crusaders. We're one big family. You know what else we do? Multiple of us go to games sometimes when we want to make decisions on the players. Looking at you, everyone chirping the Oilers for taking 3 guys to a Columbus game. Come on.
That can't be Elvis for Merzlikens, right?
No,
no. He makes so much
Spencer
money.
Martin.
They might like Spencer Martin, yeah.
Laine.
Stop it, Liam.
Patrick Laine. Shooter for Connor.
What was that look?
He just got mad at you in his eyes.
Stop.
Rolled his eyes. Why can't I start rumors? No one's going to listen to me.
Nation Dan, you're up next. Your Nation Gear Hot Performer of the Week.
Mine is going to go to, I just had it. Shit. Sorry. It's going to go to me. Because something that a fight that I started in September, and knock on wood, it's over now. I picked a fight with YouTube after 3,000 emails. I just reached my 3,000th email since July of receiving emails from YouTube about issues with our Hockey Fights YouTube channel. It's finally stopped, and I got down to only receiving 6 last week. So myself for beating YouTube is going to be my Hot Performer of the Week.
Take that, Google.
He's a hot guy!
Now, of course, I've done that. I'm going to get a bunch, but
yeah, of course. Sergey Brin specifically, he's going to show up in his Crocs and he's going to be mad at you. Hot Performer of the Week for me. He delivered earlier for me with the DoorDash segment, and I'm going to do it again now. Life is so much better when we get to watch Connor McDavid do Connor McDavid things, and he has done that all week long. He is roaring up the NHL leaderboard for scoring. 5-6 games ago, he was in 137th place, shot himself up to 9th place. If you are up at the top of the leaderboard, it is that scene from Terminator 2 where the fucking I don't remember what his Terminator name was.
T2?
Arnold Schwartz.
Nope, the other one. The liquidy guy.
T2, I think.
Anyway, he's running out of the car. That's Connor. Just think about it. If you're old enough. If you're not, pull your fucking life together.
He's a hot guy! Pour it on!
LeBron.
They haven't.
They haven't. Tyler, you have something to say?
No, I just read a mailbag from ESPN where every reporter picked the Dodgers except for one, Alden Gonzalez. He picked the Jays, so I believe he's the best MLB insider now.
Okay.
I'm just filling my brain with propaganda.
We're cheering for Shohei. We're cheering for Shohei.
Is this the biggest free agent since LeBron?
Yes.
Steven Stamkos?
Arguably bigger than LeBron.
Bigger.
Yeah, it's bigger than LeBron. He's going to get $550 million, dude. That's crazy.
I don't think it's bigger than LeBron.
It's bigger than LeBron.
Messi?
Involves a bigger country.
Was Messi coming to Miami bigger?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Messi coming to Miami's bigger.
Then what? Then Shohei?
Yeah.
Yes.
Coming to Canada?
Only because Shohei's in his prime and Messi was not in his prime.
Interesting counterpoint.
He just won the World Cup, though.
Yeah.
Another interesting
And
point.
he also just won the Ballon d'Or, which is the best player in the world.
Yeah, but he's won it a bunch of times.
Funny name for a
He just
balloon.
won it again. If I went to England today and said, who are these two people, and showed them a picture of Shohei Ohtani and Messi, nobody would know who Shohei Ohtani is. No, they wouldn't.
Shohei's not going to be.
What do you know about life over there?
Shohei's not going to be in Toronto for just 2 years.
No, I'm just
Messi's
saying.
only going to be in Miami for 2 years, then he's leaving.
All right.
Thanks for listening to Oilersnation Radio.
It's a good debate.
I guess that's where we wrap it up.
All right.
I want to hear from you, Owen Radio Podcast. Who's the bigger draw, Messi or Shohei?
Messi, LeBron, Shohei.
Messi, LeBron, Shohei.
LeBron is 3. It probably goes Messi, Shohei, LeBron.
All right. Delicious debate.
You
Lined
can't
up
think
for Tuesday.
Shohei's 3 on that, dude. He's Shohei freaking Ohtani.
Shohei's 1, Messi's 2.
Been in the league
LeBron's
for like
3.
3 years.
Yeah.
No, he's
Oh,
not,
you're
he's
crazy.
not bigger
You're
than LeBron.
crazy.
LeBron's older than the coach from the Utah Jazz.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, kind of.
All right, okay, let's wrap this up.
Anyway, let's wrap it up. Have a great weekend, everybody.